Okay, hello and welcome. Talking about Fortnite Save the World. We're going to be talking about survivors now and the different bonuses that survivors will give to your squad and your home base power. So survivors are a great tool to really get that extra bonuses for your home base power. It's a little confusing as to what they actually give you, but it's really imperative that you follow along and put the different lead survivors with the correct survivors depending on their personality, and you put the right leader match in the different survivor squads. And I highly recommend that when you go through your skill trees and your research trees, you unlock the different squares for being able to get more survivors, because survivors do make up the majority of your home base power. So let's just go ahead into the first survivor squad. Now here you'll see I have my leader. Leaders are a specific type of survivor. You can't just put any type of survivor into the leader slot. So with a survivor, he's a doctor, and we want to match him up with the doctor survivor squad. And then he has a specific personality. This was my best doctor that I had for survivors, for lead survivors. So I put him in here, and he just so happened to have an analytical personality. So when it comes to going through the squad members, I want to ensure that the squad members I put in have analytical personalities, so they will give me the most benefits. And you'll actually see that you'll get a higher power level for the individual survivors if you match them up correctly with the right personality as your lead survivor. Now, we actually gain fortitude for the EMT squad, so that increases the fortitude that we'll have for our hero, and this will increase our abilities and our power level. I'm not entirely sure about what the fortitude will give us, but it gives us health and health regeneration points. So it's extremely important to have this. You can also get fortitude through research, and as well as through the regular skill tree. You can unlock different higher abilities, and all of those together will increase your stats that you will have. So if you were to say put in a person who was level 15 and they had the wrong personality, it's actually going to decrease their overall power level because you're not matching up the correct personality. However, if you were to put in the correct personality, you could increase their power level above what it normally is because you're giving them the right personality. And then they also have set bonuses. So these set bonuses for this survivor in particular is shield regeneration. If you can match up multiple heroes with the same set bonus, on the left-hand side, it will actually give you an additional bonus, and that will further increase your power and your abilities in-game. So that pretty much goes for all of the different survivor squads. So if you see, you always want to match up your lead survivors with the rest of your survivors as best as you can. Survivors are really important. I highly recommend that you do not ignore them. And then from here we can go into just our regular survivor batch, and inside of this we can upgrade them using survivor XP. This is XP specifically only for survivors. So I highly recommend that you use your survivor XP to upgrade the survivors that you are currently using to give yourself as much of a bonus as possible. It might be a good idea to add the survivors you're not using or retire them to be able to gain more XP when you retire them to use into the survivors that you are currently using. Only do this if you know you have enough survivors of a specific type or the ones that you're looking for. Don't sell yourself short on survivors, because when you unlock the more slots in the future, you don't want to not have survivors or have gotten rid of a survivor that would have been better that you could use in the future. So if we look ahead into the skill tree, if if you look at blocks like this will be an indication of a place where you can unlock more squad slots for survivors. I highly recommend that you try to get all of these blocks unlocked as quickly as possible, because these blocks will be the ones to give you the most home base power. And home base power fluctuates per mission, as other members in your party will also impact your home base power and potentially be able to really raise your power if they have a lot of good survivors and heroes themselves. Blocks like this one with a crown is a leader slot. This indicates where you can unlock the leader slot for your different survivors. That will pretty much cover most of what you need to know for survivors. You can unlock more survivors in missions or through the loot, either in events or the weekly items, as well as in pinatas. You can get upgrade llamas, and then you can also potentially get them from transforming. You could get schematics for survivors, and then you can also put away survivors into the collection book if you have such an excess and you have no real desire to get more survivor XP. Thank you for watching this on survivors. I hope everyone enjoyed.